Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Matt Gray. Another edition here of the Brainstorm, and we have another heat wave coming. And I think when you're 20 to 30 degrees above normal, even here in the springtime, I think it's safe to call it a heat wave. This looks like it's going to be perhaps even warmer than the one we saw last week. And considering what happened, not in our area, but to some of our neighbors, that has me a concern for a couple of things, and I'm pretty curious to see if we may see an effects of a pretty monumental event that happened just north of us and what we may see in our skies because of that. So first of all, let's go back in time a little bit. Let's go back to last week and the high pressure that caused record temperatures here in the inland northwest and some of the hottest and, well, most beautiful weather we've seen in quite a while around here. So this is what is known as an omega block. And when we talk about blocking patterns, we mean weather patterns that are not going anywhere. Well, when you get high pressure that builds as far north as this one does, and then your jet stream, it heads way to the north and dips way to the south, it is very difficult for kind of the jet stream winds to unkink themselves. This is like a big kink in a hose, and so it takes some time. It takes the better part of a week, which means if we thought we had record temperatures here, our friends to the north in Canada were seeing unbelievable warmth by their standards. In fact, really, a lot of the vegetation in Western Canada has not even bloomed yet. I mean, we just started seeing things bloom just over the last week and a half. And because of that, and seeing these record temperatures, and the fact that we had thunderstorms as this weather pattern broke down, well, that led to a couple of issues. Here is the weather pattern as we see it today. That high pressure is still left. We have kind of the unsettled weather that has moved in, that has continuing to kind of spawn showers and some thunderstorm activity around the region as well. And right in the center there, in Canadian province of Alberta, not too far away from us, just a few hundred miles as the crow flies, well, they're talking about wildfires in May. That's crazy. But this is some serious and, well, potentially historic stuff. Close to 30,000 people, according to Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, the CBC, now displaced there as, well, they're talking about basically 108 fires, 31 of those fairly large, out of control. They're calling in support basically from Montana, from everywhere, to try and get things fixed as much as they can. And I mean, there is some incredible stuff going on here. You can see this is a satellite view from yesterday. And, well, we did have, there we go. So here are the hot spots from all of these fires when they were a little bit more visible. There was some cloud cover today and a little bit of light rain, so hopefully that has helped out a little bit. But you can see just how many of these hot spots are visible from space here on the GOES 18 weather satellite. Now, if we flip this off, you can see here we are in Spokane. Here we are down here. Clouds, showers, thunderstorms up over the Rockies. And then on the other side, over the high Canadian plains, smoke. And because that high is still exerting some influence, so it's hanging out right about here, all of this smoke, as you can see, is going this way. And then it's curling around, and it's curling around, and even eventually, even though this thing is kind of fading out, if this was a lot stronger and these were going, then it would even come this direction. Do you see kind of where my head is at? If you don't, let me simulate what's going on with this next round of hot weather, because, well, just like real estate, location is everything, right? And what we're going to see as we go into the end of the week, as high pressure once again builds and builds and builds, well, all of a sudden we have a high parked north of us. We have very warm temperatures, probably warmer than the heat that we saw once again last week. Notice what is to the north of that, right where all those fires are burning in Alberta, and winds potentially pushing smoke into Saskatchewan and then south into Montana, and potentially even curling around towards the inland northwest. If enough of that smoke gets elevated, and with those warm temperatures, it's likely that by the time we get to next weekend, whatever fires still remain uncontrolled are going to pop off once again. So I guess the bottom line for me is I would not be surprised if our skies were fairly hazy by the time we got to next weekend. As far as any impacts, as far as air quality, I think the chances of that are very, very low. But certainly it is, having smoke overhead at any level at this point in the year is certainly quite unusual, and even the smallest possibility of that is, kind of scary as we continue on through what's expected to be a warm end to spring. And, well, we all know what happens around here in the summer. So something to watch as we go through this week, and I'll keep you updated if I end up seeing anything. So, hey, thanks for showing up on this edition of the Brainstorm. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button. Hit like on our 4 News Now YouTube page. And you can check out the Brainstorm newsletter by signing up at kxly.com. We send fun stuff about the science behind the weather to your inbox every single week. Have a great one.